Hey, welcome back into today's video. I'm excited to announce that the Mars Argo lawsuit with Titanic Sinclair and that's right, Greg, Titanic Sinclair and Poppy has come to an official end. I have here the documents saying just that. Over on the Repzilla Twitter, as you can see, the United States District Court, Central District of California, Brittany Alexandria Sheets is the plaintiff versus Corey Michael Mixter, and it's an order of dismissal. It says, the court having been advised by the counsel for the parties that the above entitled action has been settled, it is therefore ordered that this action is hereby dismissed without cost and without prejudice to the right upon good cause showing within 45 days to reopen the action if settlement is not consummated. It is further ordered that all dates set in this action are hereby vacated. The court reserves its jurisdiction for the purpose of enforcing this settlement. So I reached out to the infamous whiskey lawyer, Nick Rakita, and he said, okay, so basically parties have indicated that they have a settlement and we'll work out the fine details. They have 45 days to provide the court evidence of the final settlement. I said, okay, cool, I'll put that in tomorrow's video. So basically the lawsuit is over. He says, outside of something really weird, yeah. So basically that means it is over unless something absolutely crazy just happens. But if it does, notifications turned on, you'll hear about it. But it's crazy because they came to a settlement amongst each other. Unless Mars Argo vocally tells us or says anything about it, we will not know the fine details of it. Although a lot of people are saying that they can already see some of the repercussions of maybe what this settlement entailed. There have been a lot of new changes and differences in the aesthetic of that Poppy. No more do we see any of the intense white backgrounds. No more do we see any of the things that we've came to notice. The things that we saw right away had a lot to do with Brittany Sheets. A lot of people are speculating that the settlement had a lot to do with this, that Mars Argo did have copyrights to these things and didn't feel comfortable with these things, and in this settlement they had amongst each other, this was one of the premises of that. But another thing I like to point out is that the views of Poppy and Titanic Sinclair have been down dramatically, and I think that probably, if anything, Titanic Sinclair was just really understanding that the depth of how much this was affecting the brand of Poppy, as his videos, they just went straight down. And if we go into Socialblade, we can see that the decline of his channel was on another level. It dropped to a C. He was losing subscribers daily. All trends were down. In all purposes, considering it looks as if his channel was dying. Now, after the settlement, he started gaining a little bit more subscribers. So maybe whatever the settlement was, maybe they made amends. Maybe they made up. Maybe they're all on good terms now. I'm not sure. But for there to be some sort of agreement between each other, all parties had to agree on this, meaning it was something that Titanic Sinclair and Poppy felt cool with. They were comfortable with it, and it was also something that Mars Argo felt good and comfortable with. That's right, Greg. She had to have been feeling really good about it to even agree on a settlement. I'm thinking this is good news. Now, over on the Repzilla Twitter, I asked you guys to open up a discussion and talk about this so we could speculate on what other people were seeing, what other people might think about this. And one thing caught my mind. Ted's Head said, I think Mad Descent played a role in the settlement. They have a fortune invested in Poppy, and good business would dictate you invest to protect your investment. Poppy gets to still be Poppy, so that was a concession. I guess the TRO goes away too. We'll probably never know what Mars got, and as I do agree with that, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility to believe that one of the sponsors or brands that had something to do on Poppy's side did something you know, it could have been financial, it could have been more than that, to protect the brand of Poppy. There are a lot of people tied up in this, and a lot of people have invested, and they want to see that the success of what they have invested in. And whatever it was, keep in mind, it had to have been agreed on by both sides, so it must have been pretty good. I'll put the link for the official court dismissal in the description below. I want to open up a discussion on that, so I want to know what you think. I want to know, what do you think was so good that all parties agreed? One thing I know for sure, and one thing we can agree on, is that we should be seeing some music, or at least some movement, from the side of Mars Argo. I can fully see that she had not released any music yet, probably didn't even have time to work on it as much as she wanted to, because the depth of the, that's right, Greg, it had to have been pretty stressful worrying about this lawsuit as well. But now that it's out of the way, Greg has a point. Now that it's out of the way, she has full time to focus on her music. Greg, come here. He wanted to tell you something. Go ahead, Greg.
I love you all.
And that is how I feel as well. But as interesting as this is, there's always something that's more interesting to me. That's right, you guessed it. I want to know what you think, so why don't you go ahead and leave your creative and very interesting responses in the comment box below. Thumbs up, those likes. As always, brothers and sisters, I will see you in the next video. I mean, I'm excited. I think it marks the end of something that was very stressful, especially as me, somebody that was covering it. Always having to be on it and making and keep up with these updates and everything, and to see it come to an end, I'm glad because it's a lot less stress on everyone, and I'm looking forward to see what comes out of this. I'm just excited for the whole scenario, and I know that you are too, because I know that you're repping. If you're not repping, you're Greg. And how do you become a member of the Rep Squad? Well, all you got to do is subscribe with notifications turned on, be in the comment section to every single video, because I'm going to be there. Greg the cat is going to be there, and the rest of the Rep Squad community as well, and I expect to see you there too, because this channel loves you. Now I need a grilled cheese.